everybody! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Laurel and this is my mommy lifestyle channel. I do things like mom and baby updates, product reviews, and lots of baby wearing videos because I am a baby wearing educator. So today we are here for Sawyer's 9-month update. And first, I want to say we're in kind of a new spot here. This is not the usual filming space. If you've been here for a while watching, you know that we've been busy finishing our basement and making a playroom and a bedroom for my husband and I down there. So that's finally done. We finished that since the last update, which is very exciting. It's made such a huge difference for our family. And we've moved down there, we're sleeping down there and everything. But that means that our bedroom is becoming Sawyer's nursery, and we haven't done anything to it yet. We're still busy finishing projects here and there for the basement and for other things in the house. So we haven't started on his nursery yet, which means there's nowhere for me to sit and film anymore against my lovely aqua walls that everybody loves so much and always compliments. So right now I am just in my living room. Hopefully the lighting and everything is okay for you guys, even though it's kind of a different location. So let's jump into Sawyer's 9-month update. I'm trying to get him to come over here so that you guys can see him. He's just crawling around the living room playing right now. So hopefully he'll join us in a few moments, but he's happy and content where he is right now, so I'm not going to disturb him. He is 9 months old and he is giant. He's now 33 inches long, which I think is a bit of a leap from last month. I think last month he didn't really grow too much, and I think he'd actually lost weight because he started being a little bit more mobile. So he is now 33 inches long and he's 26 pounds. So he is a big boy. I'm actually surprised because he lost weight last month, and I think the month before as well, or he just didn't really gain, that he gained so much this month. So he's definitely growing, and I can attribute that all to his eating. So let's start with feeding. He is eating anything and everything pretty much that you give him. He had a bit of a slow start. He wouldn't eat any purees. He was strictly BLW, baby-led weaning, which was his choice. We tried to give him purees and he just wasn't having it. So then it became an issue of what can he safely mash up with his gums and eat easily, that sort of thing. So we had a bit of a slow start with the feeding. He is now eating anything and everything, and he is also doing a lot better with pureed type textured stuff. We don't make him puree or feed him puree. You can hear that, that's him. He's sitting almost directly below the camera. But he will now eat applesauce out of a pouch with like a, what's it called? The top so you can put on them so that they can suck on the pouch. They're by Chew Me, the ones that I have. I'll link them down below if I remember. So he will eat applesauce out of that, and he'll eat yogurt out of his silicone, his Boone silicone feeder, which I actually showed and linked in last month's video, so you can check that out there if you don't know what I'm talking about. As long as I mix it with a fruit so that it's not so liquidy that it's just pouring out the holes. He still is not a fan of eating anything off a spoon, so I can't just feed him yogurt. I actually haven't tried it in the pouch, like how we do the applesauce, so maybe I'll try that next. But he's eating so much food now. He is a carb boy, which all of my kids have been because my husband and I love our carbs. So all our kids have also loved carbs. He does really well with fruit. He doesn't do as well with vegetables, and again, all my kids are the same way. I don't really eat a ton of vegetables, so I'm sure I'm destined to pass down picky eating to all of my children, which is unfortunate, but we're working on it. We're doing our best, and he's only 9 months old, so we're not in a terrible position yet. Here he is. Oh! Can you say hi, guys? Look up there. Look up there. Say hi. Hi. You smile. Hi. You say hi to the people? Yeah. See how YouTube? Hi YouTube. So you can finally see Sawyer is such a big boy and he's so heavy. Hey, are you so heavy?
Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you. Hey, look at you. So he's eating anything and everything. He is still drinking 6-ounce bottles, but not very often. He's moved to probably more like 3 or 4 throughout the day. And then he'll have 1 at bedtime, and usually 1 or sometimes only half of 1 or a couple ounces even in the middle of the night. So he is cutting back on his milk because he's eating so much food. I am hoping that we can get him completely off the bottles in the middle of the night, the 1 bottle that he has, because he's not eating it because he's hungry. He's just eating it because he's fussed and woken himself up, and then that's the easiest way to make him be quiet and go back to sleep. So we need to get rid of that bottle, and then hopefully he'll start sleeping better. So for his sleep, he is now sleeping in the sidecar crib that I've been talking about a ton. We've actually found this hasn't been as beneficial as I thought it was going to be, and that's probably because we started him with it so late. He is still in the dock-a-tot in the sidecar crib, but he now has developed a preference for sleeping on his tummy, which he does when he naps in his playpen. I'll lay him down on his back, obviously, because that's safest. And most of the time he'll sit up and play for a little bit, and then he'll fall asleep and just like fold himself in half. So he ends up sleeping on his belly. So now that he likes sleeping on his belly, he doesn't really want to sleep in the dock-a-tot. But if I just take the dock-a-tot completely out of the crib and put him in the crib on his belly to sleep, then he just gets up on his hands and knees and like tries to climb up on top of me to be with me. So we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So if I can eliminate that middle of the night couple of ounces of milk that he's having, then we can put the side back on the crib, even if the crib stays beside our bed, and just have that separation so that he physically cannot crawl on top of me in the middle of the night. And then he would be able to sleep without the dock-a-tot, just in the crib, and he could sleep on his belly if that's what he wanted to do. So my goal this week is to not feed him any milk in the middle of the night and see how he does. Obviously, if he's screaming and he's truly hungry and needs the bottle, that's fine. I'm not going to deny him milk. But if he's just fussing, I'm going to give him masseuse a couple times. I'm going to reposition him a couple times and see if he can get back to sleep without any milk. So that's the plan. If I can get him off that middle of the night couple of ounces of milk this week, then this weekend I think we'll put the side back on the crib. Just leave it where it is, right beside our bed. But then at least there's that separation and I don't have to worry about him crawling on me in the middle of the night. So that's where he's at with sleep. I mean, he's generally a good sleeper, mostly sort of. His schedule is very regular. He naps at the same time every day, but sometimes, depending on how his night's sleep was, sometimes his naps are kind of short, which is frustrating. So then sometimes he needs a 3rd nap, which then has him napping too late in the day, but there's no way he'd make it to bedtime, so then he is up late, so then his night is thrown off again. It's just this vicious cycle. So if we can get him sleeping solidly through the night, even if I have to pop the masseuse in his mouth a couple times or whatever, if we could get him sleeping solidly and waking up at the same time every morning, I think that would make a big difference for us. But overall, he's a good sleeper. He does nap. He does fall asleep on his own. I don't have to rock him or anything like that to get him to go to sleep. Overall, he does sleep well. For milestones, there are actually a lot this month. So I think last month when I updated, he had just started standing, holding on to things, but was not very sturdy, did not know how to sit down, didn't even really know a lot of the time that if he let go, he was gonna fall. So he was like falling a lot, he was bumping his head a lot, doing a lot of things that probably didn't feel very good for him. But he, in the last month, has learned to stand up and hold on to things and be sturdy. He now knows that if he lets go, he's gonna fall over. He also learned how to sit down from a standing position, which is the best milestone, I think, out of any of the ones that kids learn around this age. Learning how to sit back down is such a lifesaver because it means he doesn't stand there and scream, he doesn't stand there and cry, he doesn't fall down and bump his head. You know, it's just learning how to sit down is so beneficial for them. So I'm so glad he's learned that. He also learned how to crawl. I think that was just a couple days after he turned 8 months that he learned to actually fully crawl. So he's now a mobile little machine crawling all over the house. You can probably hear him. He's playing with the fireplace that you're perched on top of right now. So we've had to make sure that the gates are closed at all times for the living area that I'm in now. We've had to make sure that the kids are always closing the basement door when they come upstairs from the playroom, which has been a bit of a struggle. We've got some outlets that I need to deal with. They all have safety plugs in them, but the ones that actually have stuff plugged into them, he keeps pulling the stuff out of the plugs. So there's actually a thing that we have. I'll see if I can find it because I had never heard of it until I looked it up for my first son when this was an issue the first time. That it's like a big rectangle plastic, like a big thick rectangle, and you put it over the socket, over the outlet, so you can have things plugged in, and then there's just a little tiny hole at the top and the bottom where the cord can come out. So you can have things plugged in and have it safely covered so the child can't unplug the things that are plugged in and then consequently like stick their finger in the socket and electrocute themselves. So you can still have things safely plugged in, which is amazing. So we have it in the basement. I need my husband to install it on one of the lights over here, and then we'll probably have to buy another one for the other lamp that's in here, and then all the other sockets are empty in this room that he can access. Obviously there's a light back here, but he can't get at that. So that's been a struggle. I kind of have forgotten because all my kids are 3 years apart. You kind of forget in between all these little things that you need to worry about. So I've been doing lots of baby proofing, and he's just so mobile, aren't you? Are you just so mobile? Yes. He learned how to say mum this month. I don't know if he for sure knows what it means. He says baba a lot, which is just random gibberish. He says dada a lot, which I think is also just random gibberish. Mum seems to be a little bit more intentional. He says it when he cries, and he says it when I go near him, like after I've been out of the house. So I think maybe he's actually saying it. I can't be sure, obviously. Yes. Whoops, careful. He's been learning how to clap. Right now he puts his hands together and then goes like this with them, which is super cute. Hey, he hasn't quite figured out the motion. Can we say yay? Good job. Yay, you do. Say yay, yay, good job, good job. So we're gonna finish teaching him to clap, and then the next thing will be waving. So he's learned lots of stuff this month. He's grown a lot, he's learned a lot. This 8 to 9 month span of time has been really huge for him. So it's been an exciting month. We've got new rooms in our house and everything. The weather has finally improved and we're able to play outside, which is so nice. And we're doing some major things out in the backyard next weekend, which is very exciting. Yes, some surprises for the little ones. So that's fun. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I think that's probably all I need to update on. He has a doctor's appointment tomorrow, but at 9 months in Ontario, we don't have any shots. So all the doctors call it the fun visit because they get to see the babies, but they don't need to actually poke them and make them cry, which is nice. So he's got his doctor's appointment tomorrow, and on Wednesday he will be out as long as he was in. So a lot of people do the 9 months in, 9 months out photo. He'll be out as long as he was in on Wednesday. So we will take a picture on that day. Okay? Okay, you take a picture. And yeah, I think that's about all I have to update you guys on. Thank you so much for watching and for following along as Sawyer grows. We're now in the last quarter of his first year, which is crazy. It's crazy, I can't even believe it. So it'll be interesting to see how much he changes and grows in the next 3 months. And we will be back next month with his 10-month update for you. So let's say goodbye. Oh, get that out of your mouth. Let's say goodbye. Can you say goodbye? Say goodbye. Say bye. Thanks for watching. Yay. Good job. Good job. Yay. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.